Daniel Negreanu is looking down at pocket fives. In the high-stakes pressure cooker of a heads-up title match, the value of starting hands is completely transformed.
I'm all in.
Eugene's trying to close the door right here.
If you really sucked bad, I would fold. But you don't suck.
I'm almost positive that's a compliment.
You don't suck at all. So, shall we race?
It's better than a race, Daniel.
Was that close? Oh boy, at least I didn't say anything. Yeah. What am I thinking? Let's do it. Gamble.
Finally.
You have a pair?
Yeah.
This is not for me.
You got a little pair? Oh, that was... There's a little chance you got ace-3 or ace-5. That's desirable.
That's what I felt like God once started talking.
Right, yeah, you're like, uh-oh. When I said race, right? You're like, he's got a small pair. How small is the question?
The flop. Ace 8-10 with 2 spades. So far, so good for Negreanu.
Spade on the turn.
It is a spade, but it's the 4 of spades, and that sees Kachalov take the lead.
It's a spade. Don't cry yet. I can still win. Spade out. Or a 5. 5 still works.
Diamond! The ultimate sweat.
Yeah, sick turn. I was like, at least I got the spade out.
The river is not a spade, it's not a 5. Negreanu's the runner-up, Kachalov's the champion.
That's good. Win that pot back in action. At least he got it in bad.
Yeah. Every time, by the way.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at King 4 offsuit, critically short-stacked at 14,000, hoping to leverage fold equity and steal the blinds to stay alive. However, he is met by the unpredictable nature of an amateur named Mike in the big blind, who looks down at the absolute garbage of 7-5 offsuit.
We're going all in.
All in.
Moving all in. Mike looking down at 7-5. Why not?
You're calling?
Yeah.
All right.
He makes the call.
I got one good one. Got a king. Okay, you got a 7-5.
Yeah.
You beat me once with this exact hand, the 7-5.
Daniel remembering the hand that turned the match earlier. To the flop.
There's a king. King. Oh, now you need an 8. That would be sick. I got a king. He needs an 8. An 8. An 8 and it's over. An 8 and it's over.
Come on.
The turn.
6. It's a good one for me. No 8. Back in action. Your heart's got to be pumping right now.
Yeah, it is.
We go to the river. An 8. And Mike wins.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations. The 8 is your lucky card. Huh?
Thank you.
The 8 is your lucky card.
Cannet opens the button to 120,000 with pocket aces, a standard linear raise that wants calls from dominated aces and broadways. Haxton defends the big blind, getting a great price. That defend thrives versus late position opens. It flops backdoor straights, occasional 2-pair, and the jack of clubs is a premium blocker that unlocks strong semi-bluff lines on club boards. Effective stacks are deep enough that Haxton's plan is realize equity first, attack later.
Wow, what a flop. Top set for Cannet, royal flush draw for Ike.
On the flop, Cannet smashes top set and nut club density, c-bets tiny, keeping his whole range intact and denying equity from random hands. With 1 club and no made hand yet, Haxton's raise would isolate himself against nut clubs and boats. Calling is superior. He realizes equity with his jack-high club while keeping every worse club and many red card bluffs from Cannet inside the pot. The turn is the 7 of clubs, and Haxton arrives with the flush. Checking is mandatory. His range needs check calls to protect earlier passivity, and it invites bets from 1 club hands and overpairs without a club. Top set without a club hates facing a check raise, and his turn checking range is heavy on exactly what Haxton targets. The river pairs the queen, double pairing the board with ace and queen. That card is far better for Cannet than for Haxton. It promotes ace-queen and pocket queens to boats, and leaves many single club hands stuck as 1 pair. Haxton leads 450,000 into roughly 590,000, avoiding torching value versus boats. Cannett responds by shoving for Haxton's effective stack, polarizing to full houses or an extremely rare bluff. Given the turn check, his credible bluffs are thin. A jack-high flush is strong in a vacuum, but not against this line and texture.
You win.
Let's go.
Show me the bluff. It'll be a lot of fun.
Don't do it.
Bill Hellmuth is looking down at ace-8 offsuit.
It's great if you have a good hand.
I straddle, 12-8. 12-8.
Oh, fuck.
Look at that.
All right, wait.
Pre-flop begins with a sequence that defies all logic.
All right, I'll straddle. I don't give a fuck.
All right, the 25.
I've hit the point of not caring anymore.
What do you want to do?
I'm not going to blind all in. 50. I don't have 25-6.
You have to. What's up, 5-6?
Blind all in?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you think I blind all in?
No, I don't think you blind all in.
I'm all in.
Are you all in? About 55,000.
A moment where the pristine strategy of high-stakes poker is replaced by the sheer, unadulterated chaos of the creator game. Phil Hellmuth, the 14-time bracelet winner. He shoves all in, hoping to pick up the dead money. In a normal game, this might isolate a single opponent. But this is not a normal game.
No more content. Yes. Why? Because he wants to buy that. The pot that you don't know what your
You
cards
owe me.
are.
You know what? You owe me, Botez, so I don't mind if you call. If you were, you know.
Yeah. What about taking advantage of our stupidity? I'm so happy you just said that. What about it? Because that's literally like, why would you all in? What do you mean? He's not going to call 26,000.
20K family pot, all right?
Half and half.
I call.
There's the call.
Oh, are you trying to do the chips? Yeah.
Alan has ace-3, by the way. Does he call?
I call.
Oh my god.
Can you call?
God.
And add another
He has the biggest dick. I'm all in.
55,000 to it.
This is all in.
Wait, how much do you have?
I'll let you count. This is 12-8 right here. Yes.
And now we get an all-in over the top.
Insane straddle. And then figure out the rest. Okay. So let me get 56.
I'm all in.
Okay.
Take it all.
This is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of a $300,000
Yeah, flip.
flip, I guess.
I mean, obviously.
By the way,
5. Oh, no, that's 80, 80, 80, 250. Put it in.
339,000 in there.
How many times ever? I'm going to say this. He's stalling.
Oh, my God. And Queen.
Oh, that's
A 3?
wow.
So she's winning.
Everybody pairs but Beast.
Everyone but me.
What is happening?
Everyone but me. Come on.
that means there's 6 left for you, King. How in the hell can someone do
That's fine.
It's a queen.
I'm calling it right now. This is a queen. I'm calling it right now. This is a queen.
No queens.
I will literally tip you $20,000 if you put a
9,
queen
3, 8, queen.
You better put a queen there in your best interest.
He's praying.
20 grand.
Even Magic can't do that. And Botez again. Are you kidding me?
what, like ace 9 off?
600,000 now?
Oh my God.
Top 100 female poker owners.
That's it.
Did you crack it just now?
Jimmy, you realize how many chips I have? Bro, you know how many I have? I have like 10K left.
I mean, what the fuck? She called $50,000 with an ace 9 offsuit, and I'm losing in this fucking game. What the fuck?
That is literally why I knew this was going to be. What is happening? What is that?
Well, at least.
Bro, we're getting steamrolled.
At least I know she'll lose back to 500,000.
That was a 5. Oh, my girl is bawling.
She's gonna single-handedly fix the wage gap in America.
Doug Polk is looking down at pocket aces, but he's up against LSG Hank, who's raised to $6,000 with ace-jack suited. From the small blind, players are often expected to 3-bet to protect their position. That dynamic makes Polk's aces even more dangerous because they don't look as strong as they are. That kind of 3-bet sizing almost looks like he's trying to scare Hank off the hand rather than invite action. But that's exactly the beauty of it. Polk wants to trick Hank into thinking it's just an attempt to steal the pot, when really Doug is just setting the trap. The suited ace and being in position here gives Hank just enough to justify seeing a flop. This is about as good a flop as Polk could hope for. In a 3-bet pot like this, Hank's range is weighted towards suited broadways and pocket pairs. That means the only real hand Polk has to worry about is pocket queens. Against everything else, his aces are still miles ahead. Polk makes a value bet of around a third of the pot, just small enough to make sure Hank calls even with hands that completely miss the flop.
And he now has the nut flush draw. 111,000 in the middle. Guess how much Doug will bet. It's like a little poker test. See how close you are.
Doug Polk is feeling pretty comfortable with this card on the turn. With the way they played pre-flop, there's no way Hank has 2 pair or a set smaller than queens. I think Doug should bet small again.
81. All right.
I'm telling him he should be using big ante online. You should pay,
Hank puts in the call. He needs a diamond. Instead, it's the 9 of hearts.
The river changes absolutely nothing here. Do you think Polk should check and just call if Hank bets, or should he bet here and risk getting raised? Let me know down in the comments.
200,000. Beautiful poker.
All in.
All in.
All in, says Hank.
Spade, I fold. Heart, we do it again.
This is amazing.
Fold.
Show him.
Aussie Katola opens the button to 150K with King-Jack offsuit. That sizing keeps Foxen's range wide and gives Katola position plus initiative with a hand that flops strong pairs and good 2-pair combos. Alex Foxen defends the big blind with 8-6 of diamonds. Suited connectors are bread and butter, defends heads up. They realize equity well, threaten powerful semi-bluffs on many turns, and can cooler 1-pair hands. On the flop, Foxen checks his second pair with backdoor flush possibilities and tons of turn cards to attack. Katola checks back top 2. That's deliberate pot control and deception on a very dynamic texture. The front door diamonds arrive and the ace smashes ranges.
Foxen made the flush. And Katola has completely under-repped his hand.
We saw this before though, Randy. Aussie checked back Jack 10, allowed Foxen to improve to a backdoor flush, and was able to find a river fold.
Foxen turns a flush and leads 250K. From his seat, this is a must bet. He has a strong value hand. He denies equity to single diamond hands, and he targets exactly Katola's checkbacks like King X and Jack X that hate this card but cannot fold. Katola just calls with kings and jacks. Raising would polarize himself and fold out worse while isolating only stronger flushes. Calling keeps Foxen's bluffs alive, controls the pot on a scary card, and leverages his redraw to a full house on paired rivers. The board pairs and Katola improves to a full house, kings full of jacks. Foxen sees a river that shouldn't change much against most of Katola's perceived turn call range, and value bets 5,500K with his flush, targeting 1-pair hands and ace X with a diamond. Katola now has the perfect shove. Jamming for roughly 6.1 million applies maximum pressure to every non-boat hand, credibly represents exactly what he has, and captures value from any flush that decides it is too high up to fold heads up.
If Foxen calls here, it's just over. He'll be down $6 million, and I don't see how he can fold.
If we can imagine for a second that playing in such stakes is possible for us mere mortals, what would you do in Foxen's position? Let me know in the comments.
Call.
He calls. The biggest pot, $11 million.
Jennifer Tilly is looking down on 8-6 suited. Negreanu opens with ace-2 offsuit. That is a light but purposeful steal, using the ace as a blocker to reduce the chance he runs into a premium and leaning on position to realize whatever equity shows up later. Tilly answers with a re-raise. That choice is great against a suspected wide open because suited connectors play cleanly pulse flop, deny cheap realization to the opener, and set her up to attack a player who loves to take flops.
It's a little too small, Jen. Phil Locke is going to be upset with you after that raise size because it's too small.
Last time I took advice from you, I lost the tournament.
Sorry.
Negreanu calls rather than 4-betting. He keeps her range wide, carries the positional advantage into a pot that is not yet bloated, and quietly pockets the option to turn later cards into leverage, even when he misses.
Okay, now I'm going to do the dunk bet.
It's not a donk bet because you were the pre-flop raiser.
Oh, okay, it's not a dunk bet.
It's a continuation bet.
A continuation bet.
Tilly follows through for a small C-bet. The sizing stresses floats and gut shots and keeps her range comfortably uncapped.
A lot of bad cards come off, and then I can just bluff raise the turn or something stupid like that.
You could.
Turn a pair into a bluff. I'm really good at that. It's one of my big things Bill Reynolds taught me.
Negreanu does not have value, but he does have a plan. He calls to float, buying one more card and preserving the initiative advantage that comes from acting last. If she slows on the turn, he gets to tell the next chapter. If she barrels big, he can release cheaply and move on. The texture inches toward the middling wheelish territory that favors the caller. Tilly checks. That single check compresses her range away from very strong overpairs and toward one-pair hands and draws that prefer pot control. Negreanu seizes the mic with a bet. The number is not huge, but the message is loud. He denies a free card to overcards, pressures hands like ace-queen and king-jack that c-bet once, and begins building a story that can arrive at straights and two-pair by the river. His literal hand did not improve, however his distribution did, because the cards he credibly represent improved. Calling the flop to take it away on the turn is classic small ball pressure, and he executes it cleanly. This is the card that ties the room together, and the run-out connects squarely with the very suited connectors that defend 3-bet pots from the blinds. Tilly leads small. That type of sizing often functions as a blocker, a way to name a price with a hand that does not want to face a pot-sized bomb. To Negreanu, that looks like a door left slightly open. He chooses to kick it in and chips. The shove polarizes him to the straights and strong two-pair he has been representing since the turn.
We probably have the same hand. Oh, so sick. You have 9-jack, right?
Would that be the same hand as you have? Because if you did have that and you didn't call by now, it would be a little bizarre.
You're in Jennifer Tilly's seat. You have the straight. Negreanu shoves over your small lead. What's your move, snap call, or an impossible fold? And why in one sentence? Best clear answer gets pinned.
Oh, God.
Oh, you have a 6? Can you raise me with a 6 out of position?
No.
That's crazy talk.
Tilly folds.